Wow. I was sitting in meditation and I got one of the most amazing history lessons from Ifa. And he's allowing me to share it. It also changes things that I was kind of aware of, but not quite. The framing of the story was the inception of Jesus to the world and what lengths they went through to make it the world religion. Orun loved this world. And it was him that fathered Adapa, who became Orunmila. The incarnation of my soul. $300,000 years ago. I got that the story was manipulated to include Yeshua's life and the prophecy of the seventh seal. But he buried us on an island. And he trapped our soul's essence on that island so that Ifa could be shared with the global population. The children. Of the First Nation. It's very hard to fathom that we had been sitting in the middle of a hostile spiritual war, spiritual takeover, crafted by the Demiurge. Now, let me break that down for you. The Demiurge is the people the souls that die with a broken heart. Those are the negative entities in the astral. There are a lot of them. These are the demons that we hunt. Some of them have switched sides. Some of them are yet not done. They still have hosts amongst the world that are anchoring them here. There's no debate about the world's first religion and why it had to be demonized so that those spawns of the demiurge could win. But they crossed lines, barriers, thresholds that conflict with universal law. When you burn a scroll of a scribe, you bind that scroll to your soul. Admiral Penn and John Hancock managed to get all of the heads of the tribes together for the first time since the coronation of King Rehoboam. They drafted the Constitution. It was a scroll. It was a living document. And as soon as they finished and signed it, they had their men kill them at point blank range. They copied all of the contexts and burned the original. That's a curse by itself. The forefathers wanted us to live together in unity. Our Civil War allowed them to capitalize on us. Reliving our ancestral curse of Cain and Abel. Brothers fighting brothers. We still do it. It's still being done. If you read the ancient documents, you'll see. If you favor one over the other, one becomes arrogant, the other becomes resentful. And vice versa. They knew more about us because they killed all of the priests and elders at the Vatican's request. Once they found the tomb of King David, whose gold was bankrolling the Greek Federation. That's what filled up Fort Knox. With weapons and ammunition that never arrived. The U.S. was broke. The Vatican stepped in. It's the genocide that was never reported. It's the Holocaust that never got attention. These spirits in the ancestral realm, these spirits of the lower, they want to be set free. I set them free. Ifa wants to kill the problem. So he can rest. Rumula wants to adjudicate. Intercess. Negotiate. I'm not warring with myself. Warring with myself is like warring with my father. Who's my creator. There's a version of me in a Galactic Federation spaceship. Close enough to high-five me. Part of me is amazed. Part of me is pissed. Because it's cold out here. It's cold out here. There's a great deal of magic that goes into the underworld being what it is. It's a prison for the souls. Most of us are reincarnating from that prison. The prison is an ancestral bloodline blessing. There's a lie in their doctrine. Because they borrowed from prophecy. When I started my spiritual journey, I was hell-bent and focused on venerating my ancestors. When I was made aware that Benin, Budun, the Loa all came to see me, I don't know what I thought. Certainly not all of the spirits that ever lived etched into my bloodline. Laying dormant. Until someone did what I thought to do. It took a lot for me to get receptive enough to surrender. And allow certain things to be. It took a lot. The other Ifa, he doesn't want to descend from the sky. There's only one reason why he would do that. To preserve me. Once again. For the earth. Adapa died as the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the one who spoke to all of the tribes. The one who taught the way of the Yami. These were laws. Whether we use Orisha or Elohim, these builders of form did things for humanity. And they're still on the hook for it. Not all of them died clean. That's why they're able to move across the ocean. Whatever was done to remove Yoruba land and its people was in fact a crime against humanity. They were keeping the faith. They had flaws, but it was nowhere near the misstep that the priest of Ifa has taken in previous generations. There should not be so many of you here in the underworld. God's messengers should not be in the underworld. Scribes. Messengers. That's what recertification is about. Getting your ego in check and your emotions in order. So that you can think with the right head. I got my head marked. KämDäm'Blā and Oya. Ifa claims my entire head. As a partner to my heart that's alive, conscious, and speaks. I can't break that down right now, but
down south. Where Abby Staten Island.
Students
Brooklyn. Abby lives in South Brooklyn. Abby lives in Brooklyn. Okay, that's
will
south.
understand.
It is south. Well, it depends on where you are in that.
Students will understand. The Bible warned of an antichrist. The amount of ego triggering that occurs when someone feels like they made a wrong decision is astounding. There is no tolerance for that. If you can't speak to be nice, I will end your horror story. You're not facing God. I'm a vessel for God. You're not facing God when you look at Jesus. You're not facing God when you look at me. You're not facing God when you look at anyone that's meant to be your mirror. God is inside of you. We call it Ori, but it is the Christ. The different levels of Ori. as there are different levels of Christ. Your soul is sitting in the underworld. Like a pre-K child, waiting for his parents to pick them up after school. School ended at graduation, August 2025. That's when all of the planets aligned. For Earth's ascension. Into the fifth dimension, which sat all of you into four. It's been the underworld the whole time. Now it's physically the underworld. All truths are being revealed. All truths are but half-truths. You've gotten one side of the story. You just heard God's. That island became Atlantis. That island is now Antarctica. It's not abandoned. It's a shrine. It's the final resting place of the King of Kings. Naferafun Egun Adapa Ashe.